Rural Americans deserve access to the best of what our nation has to offer, especially health care. Across every state and every community, America's rural hospitals are the first line of defense, protecting our families, neighbors, and loved ones. No matter where you live, hospital care doesn't clock out. They're there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Each year, America's over 5,000 hospitals care for millions of patients, providing 24/7 emergency care, delivering babies, cancer treatments, and other life-saving care that patients rely on. Behind every one of those patients are doctors, nurses, and caregivers working tirelessly to keep people healthy and safe. Hospitals are our community's lifelines. They employ our neighbors and keep our families healthy. But now, some in Congress are threatening access to care. Tell Congress, protect patient care to keep America strong. Don't cut rural health care.
Excuse me! Taxi!
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
And joining us now here on Cats and Cosby is General Jack Keane. He is a retired 4-star general. He's chairman of the Institute for the Study of War, and he's also a Fox News senior strategic analyst. What is going on now, given the time difference? It's in the wee hours of the morning there in Iran. Wow, what a last wild time it's been.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're on a third day in this, and we are exceeding all the objectives and expectations that this combined operation of Israel and the United States has had. It's really quite remarkable. Certainly taking down the leaders, almost 50 of them at one time. That was going to take us a considerable amount of time to do that. And then establishing air defense. What we did is establish air superiority by defeating their air defense systems in the first 24 hours. So this is the second day that American jets and Israeli jets are flying all over Iran. We've been in 17 different provinces, and you can imagine it's the sound of freedom to the Iranians. Hearing those jets, they know it's not the regime, and it's certainly intimidating and humiliating for the regime itself. And here's a statistic that's really quite extraordinary. After 48 hours, we have been able to reduce Iran's retaliation with ballistic missiles by 50%. That is stunning. And what an accomplishment that is. And that's because we disrupted the chain of command in terms of its communication, in terms of its leaders. We've done cyber attacks on it as well. And then we've taken down the launchers, the transportation for the launchers, as well as the missiles themselves. And we're not going to give up on it. We're going to keep working at it until we take this capability away from them. And also, another major accomplishment, they're only penetrating with 10% of the ballistic missiles. In the 12-day war, it was 14%. When they used them in April, prior to June in the 12-day war, it was over 20%, and that was unacceptable to the Israelis. When we're talking about getting down to something as low as 10%, we are literally talking about saving Israeli people's lives here and people not being wounded. And then one of the things that we knew from intelligence that the Iranians were advertising, they wanted to launch 25 to 50 ballistic missiles at one time, so it would overwhelm Israeli air defense systems as well as the United States. And listen to this, they've only been able to launch 2 to 5 at one time. So incredible progress that we're making, so early. The Navy, we had some concern about the Navy. They have a small Navy, Rita and John. They have some patrol boats, more of them than they actually have surface ships. But here's the concern. We didn't want them to mine the Straits of the Hormuz. And that would shut down the distribution of oil, jack up prices for sure, and obviously a big win for the Iranians. And by taking down these surface ships and the patrol boats, we've rendered that mission ineffective for them. They're not going to be able to do that. So this is where we've been past 48 hours and now into the third day, going to 72 hours. we're kicking out about 2,000 sorties every 24 hours. That number alone, a sortie being a single airplane flying to a mission. That's a sortie.
General,
we've done about 2,000 of those in a 24-hour period. Remarkable.
General, the Strait of Hormuz is closed, and the ships are not, the crude oil ships are not able to use it. Are we committed to reopen it again? And whether it's one of the other terrorist organizations or whether it's Iran, are we going to sink those ships?
Anybody interfering with it, we're going to deal with for sure. I mean, we're absolutely committed to keeping oil distribution going. Listen, the reason why the Middle East remains important, a vital interest area to the United States, is because the world economy depends on it. And we want a stable world economy. It's in U.S. interest to do that. And even though we don't have the same vital interest in terms of oil, because we're independent of oil in this country, thank God, the fact that the world economy rides on it will always have an interest in that. And yes, we will do all things to make certain oil is being distributed.
Thank you, General Keane. Thank you for the update, and we pray for America. We pray for peace in the world, and thank you for filling us in and what the heck is going on over there. And we'll catch up with you again real soon.
Thank you, Jack.
You betcha. Take care, Rita. Take care, John. Take care. Bye-bye.
Rural Americans deserve access to the best our nation has to offer, especially when it comes to healthcare. Across every state and every community, America's rural hospitals are the first line of defense, protecting our families, neighbors, and loved ones. No matter where you live, hospital care doesn't clock out. They're there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Each year, America's over 5,000 hospitals care for millions of patients, providing 24/7 emergency care, delivering babies, cancer treatments, and other life-saving care that patients rely on. Behind every one of those patients are doctors, nurses, and caregivers working tirelessly to keep people healthy and safe. Hospitals are our community's lifelines. They employ our neighbors and keep our families' health. But now, some in Congress are threatening access to care. Tell Congress, protect patient care to keep America strong. Don't cut rural health care.